Tonight, motorists allegedly purchased water instead of petrol at a filling station. FRSC rescues passengers from a drunk driver in Ogun. IGP orders investigation into attack on Benue State governor. Hello, and thank you for joining us on NTA Abeokuta Channel 12 News by the news in full. Do you know on the dispensing and other sharp practices that motorists must be conscious of while buying petroleum, motor spirit, PMS into their vehicle at filling stations? Yemi Dalemo takes us to Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, where a motorist raised the alarm over purchase of water mixed with petrol at a popular filling station in the state.
It was calm and peaceful in one of the highbrow areas of Abeokuta metropolis, where a petrol station is located, as people were carrying out their legitimate duties unhindered until a motorist who wanted to buy petroleum motor spirit (PMS) into a vehicle raised the alarm, which caught the attention of many people around.
Everything, all the time, everything, water. Jesus! Water, everything, water.
Other motorists who were also on the queue to purchase the product insisted that the claims by the woman should be investigated without delay. It was later discovered that one of the storage tanks has been exposed to water underneath, which the attendants claim ignorant of. For the Department of Petroleum Resources (DPR), there are operational guidelines which dealers must strictly comply with in ensuring that their operating tanks are in good shape.
There are various levels of precautions. If when the time water enters the tanks, they know that this product is contaminated, it can't be sold. That is a level of precaution. But even before you get to that stage, we should have told you what to do. So we also need to ensure that the tanks, the integrity of the tanks. So we're going to do integrity tests on the tanks. And it's when all these are completed that we can talk of going back to normal operation.
Some motorists also shared their experience while buying petrol into their vehicles.
I actually don't take any caution, but as much as I have selected places where I do buy fuel.
I don't take any caution because I always be careful to get my fuel anywhere.
It is possible. You know, the filling stations have tanks buried into the ground. And when we're talking about tanks, we're talking about using iron, and it could get rusted.
Nigerians are generally good. You know, we have few bad eggs among us, but I don't think anybody sensible enough can afford to commit that kind of crime.
A legal practitioner, Adewale Abib Ajayi, encourages motorists to first buy fuel into jerry can instead of fuel tank to avoid buying water directly into their vehicles.
It's a business venture, it's not a social venture, so there's an intention to create a legal relationship. So once these elements are present and I got water instead of fuel, the implication is that there's a breach of agreement between the two of us, and the consequence of that is that I can go to court and claim damages.
Efforts to speak with the spokesperson of the affected petroleum station were fruitless, as he declined to grant interview on the issue.
Lagos State government has finalized modalities to complement infrastructure of the free trade zones with green rail and airport in Ekwe axis of the state. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu made this known after a 2-day tour of facilities at the free trade zones in Lekki. Musa Toliat reports. The Nigeria Governors Forum has described as barbaric and brutal the attempt on the life of Benue State Governor Samuel Otom and his convoy. In a statement by its chairman and governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, says the recent unprovocative attack on some targeted individuals acceptable and condemnable. The forum sympathizes with the governor and people of Benue State and pledged its solidarity and commitment to uncover and prosecute perpetrators of the heinous crime. The Nigerian police force has added full-scale investigations into the circumstances surrounding the attack and reported attempt on the life of the executive governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom. at his farm in the outskirts of Makurdi, the state capital. A statement by the force indicates that the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, condemned the incident and has equally directed the Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command, to take adequate measures towards strengthening and improving security in the state, particularly around the governor. The IGP has also directed the CP to carry out thorough investigations into the incident and ensure the arrest and prosecution of persons indicted in the course of the investigations. Meanwhile, the IGP has ordered the immediate deployment of a team of specialized investigators from the Force Criminal Investigation Department Abuja to Benue State to provide additional investigative support to the Benue State Police Command. While calling for calm, the IGP has assured the people of Benue State and the country at large that the force will continue to do its best in stabilizing the security situation in the country. And now to party politics. The People's Democratic Party has condemned Tom of Benue State by suspected bandits. His National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbodiyan, calls for an immediate manhunt, arrest, and prosecution of the assailants and beef up of security around the governor. The PDP, however, calls on Governor Otom not to be deterred by the attack, but to remain courageous and alert at all times while providing leadership to the people of the state. It also calls on the people of Benue State to be calm and vigilant while providing useful information to security agencies to flush bandit criminal elements out of the state and other parts of the country. The Channel 12 news continues in a moment after this break. Stay with us.
We just having a good time.
I dey come now, you go see me now. You go
call your party and everybody, yeah. Make we start to the corner.
You go see me now.
Everybody they dance.
Where you dey now? Oh you go see me now. I'm fine, sir. Give me a surprise.
Hey, where you at? We go Mexico, we go Jericho, I go let you go.
Hello, how are you?
Tell us one truth nobody knows.
I like to steal it from my mama pot.
The best data plans in town. Dial *777#.
Welcome back. You're on to Channel 12 News on NTA. Muiwa Omowumi, who is standing by to take us through some of the major reports which made highlights in our bulletin in the outbound week on this edition of Week in Review.
Federal government hands over primary animal health center to Ogun government will be our lead story on this edition of Review. Federal government has constructed and handed over a primary animal health facility to aid improvement of agricultural production, especially animal health, to Ogun State government. NTA News reports that the facility is located at Ajegule Farm Settlement in Northern local government area of the state.
It's good for people to know that if you are raising 30,000 chicken here in this farm settlement, there's hospital here provided by federal government, supported by the state, that will help you raise your productivity, so ensure that you get profit and pay back your loan. Because government is supporting you with an enabling environment, especially health services, almost free to support agriculture.
The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Abeokuta, has again assured its teeming viewers of more developmental broadcast content and modern technological initiatives. The general manager of the station, Fumi Wakama, gave the assurance during an appreciative visit to Ogun State overseer of the Deeper Life Bible Ministry, Pastor Bamdele Osiliu, and his team at the state headquarters of the church, Leme Abeokuta.
It was Deeper Life Bible Church that had a sponsored program on NTA Abeokuta for a very long time, years, But we give God the glory that after them, others have come to do business with us. We have come to appreciate them for believing in us, for trusting us, and for continuing that partnership?
So since 2019, when we resumed our relationship, things have been wonderful. And we quite appreciate what has been going on since that time.
Ogun State House of Assembly says it will not relent in efforts at legislating laws to enhance peaceful coexistence between farmers and herders in the state. This was the outcome of a public hearing on a bill before Ogun State House of Assembly to regulate animals grazing and establishment of cattle ranches at designated areas in the state.
And well, they are going to go beyond that. Gradually developing into business. You want to know the farm, including our own. Then, you know, we need to come up with a law that is tackle that can make one and for all.
Now to crime story. Nigerians continue to express concern over cases of kidnapping in schools, with a call on government to redouble its efforts in providing adequate security in schools to forestall reoccurrence. This came against the backdrop of 2 rescued female students of Olabisi Onabanjo University from their abductors.
They kidnapped them in the night, took them to the bush, and the law enforcement agents started looking for them because we reported to them, and they too got to know too, but they are through their own. So we thank God they have rescued the students.
And that's our package on this edition of Week in Review.
Lagos State government has finalized modalities to complement infrastructure at the free trade zones with green rail line and airport in Ekpe access of the state. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu made this known after a 2-day tour of facilities at the free trade zones in Lekki. Musa Toliat reports.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the layout for construction of an airport has already been done, while the ongoing feasibility study required for investment in green rail line is being given priority as contained in the master plan for the free trade zones. He hinted that a public-private partnership arrangement has also been concluded for the rehabilitation of an ancillary road infrastructure covering several kilometers from Lekki-Ekpe Expressway to the free trade zone areas in the next 2 months.
What we're doing from Eleko Junction into Epe, which is a 6-lane highway, right? Part of our conversation is to also be able to dualize the road from Eleko up until all of them here. And all of us are coming together and to see how we need to scale up the infrastructure in this whole neighborhood.
The 2-day tour of facilities at the free trade zones include visits to the multi-billion-dollar private sector-driven world's largest single refinery investment, petrochemical projects, and the world's second-largest fertilizer facility.
We will work with the government and actually even do more than their own expectations. And I can assure you this place will be the hub of industrialization in the country going forward.
We also believe that it's going to also become a game changer in a way that we have not witnessed before.
Governor Sanwo-Olu stressed that no efforts will be spared to create and sustain enabling environment for businesses to thrive across the states. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
Individuals with Down syndrome can enjoy improved quality of life and achieve optimal productivity through parental involvement. To mark 2021 World Down Syndrome Day, correspondent Ifeoma Aikoje interacted with some caregivers and persons with Down syndrome.
A day like this is set aside by the international community to celebrate children with Down syndrome and to highlight their challenges. Well, for today, I am privileged to be sitting with one of such very special children. He is... Everyone, how are you today?
Hi.
You're fine. Are you happy today?
Yeah.
It is for persons like Emedion and many others with Down syndrome that the United Nations rolls out programs to promote platforms to empower these special people who were born with 47 instead of the 46 chromosomes needed for normal existence.
And this extra one chromosome that is there is the culprit, the one causing the problem for these children. They have mental impairment. That means their brain is not developed very well, so they cannot compete equally with counterparts in school.
These distortions result in imbecility and other issues which, according to experts, affect the overall development of these persons, making teaching them a Herculean task.
If you want to teach them, for them to gather at least something, you have to make sure that you love them.
What then can be done for individuals with Down syndrome to enable them attend meaningful and effective participation in the mainstream society?
There are some of them, since they don't talk, they need what they can do with their hands, like entrepreneurial studies to be included in their studies so that it will help them.
This was the mood on the 2021 International Down Syndrome Day.
They are calling on well-meaning individuals to contribute to their well-being, as this will make them fulfill destiny. In Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, Ifeoma Aigoche, NTA.
Before now, there are jobs that are more or less regarded as the exclusive pursuits of men. The trend now seems to be reversed, with many women venturing into jobs that were hitherto male-dominated. This can be as a result of the saying "no food for a lazy person." Now let's meet 32-year-old Ife Dikanwa Mba, a lady who is trending for conquering this male-dominated trade and is obviously undaunted with the challenges. Shiwunozo Nwabweze caught up with this trailblazer in faraway Osumogo in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State.
This borough pit in Osumogu community in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, unlike other borough pits across the state, is so special and interesting, all due to the unwavering commitment of a young woman who is making waves in a men-dominated environment. Ife Kanwamba, widely known as Ife, her journey to self-discovery as a truck driver began in 2014, following her sudden dropout of school while in junior secondary school due to lack of funds to further her education.
Yes, I'm making it because at times I see like 30,000, at times I see like 25,000 in a week.
And she has since then been a source of inspiration to many women and youths who desire to earn a living through hard work.
An idle mind is a devil workshop. Once you wake up in the morning, make sure you have something doing. Don't say that this work is for man, this work is for woman. No work is divided. All work is work. So find something doing. You can't just fold your hands and wait for manna to fall from heaven. Since I was born to this age, I haven't seen anywhere manna is falling. So everybody, not even women, supposed to have something doing. If you have something doing, don't expect somebody to do it for you.
Her determination to be successful in life, she says, has been the driving force behind what she has achieved in the past 7 years, despite the many challenges being posed by the opposite sex.
There is too much challenge on it because some men, they used to challenge me because they see that it's like I'm challenging them, what they are doing. They can't see another woman doing it. But God is in control. I know God is in control. I don't own anybody. I just come up in the morning looking for something to eat, take care of myself. Nothing again.
All young youths supposed to be working hard. No matter anything you are doing, and anything that you put your hands on that is fetching you money, you have to be serious on it.
And after paying a closer attention on how the job is being carried out, I had to roll my sleeves and trousers to have a feel of what Ife and others go through daily to eke out a living.
Even if the job offers good, one requires additional energy and strength to remain here in order to avoid the stories.
In our crime, the 10-year-old rape victim of Kasau Wardare area of Chachanga in Niger State may likely appear in court again as the Legal Aid Council is set to defend the 55-year-old accused person, Mohammed Ibrahim, to enable him access justice. The 10-year-old victim was among the 3 minors allegedly raped in a spate of 6 days between 4th and 10th of July last year at Kazaure Dare. Mukhtar Abubakar Wowo is standing by to tell us what transpired in court. Sorry, that's how far we can go on tonight's Channel 12 News. We'll see you again tomorrow. My name is Ayla Balogun. Good night.